These are the 3 Texture ID products that I'm choosing to use. So you'll see me with week-old hair that I am taking down. Is more or less stretched. And it's been very tangled and matted, especially in the back. So my basic regimen when I deep condition my hair, which is what I'm doing today, is I separate my hair into 4 sections. And you'll see me kind of struggle a little bit in the back because I sleep on my back and it gets really rough and tangled back there. So I'm struggling through that area. And just kind of pulling apart with my fingers. I rarely use a comb on this part. And I'm going to separate it into my 4 sections. Normally it's 5. I separate the middle separately, but today I was just trying to get it done and get the knots out of it. Excuse me, I'm here using my first product from the Texture ID line. And this is the deep conditioner. The consistency is extremely thick. And what I'm doing is I'm mixing it with some oil because I like to mix my deep conditioners with oil. That is my avocado oil. And I just stir that around really good. I find that it gives my hair more slip. So it just works well for me. So that's normally what I do with all conditioners. So I have my aloe vera in my spray bottle, and I'm just kind of spraying it just to release some of the shed hairs and detangle from the ends just a little. And you'll see me start to put it on beginning at the roots. Because I really want to hit every strand, you'll see me separate it here. And I really just put conditioner on every subsection. Not really particular on how I get through the hair as far as parting it perfectly. I just use my fingers to feel my way through it, working out any kinks and knots. And then I twist it up and out of the way. This is the easiest way for me to get through my hair quickly. I'm bantu knotting it in the back to keep it out the way and moving on to the next. You see me there, I was pulling on my strands, and what that does is kind of release the shed hair as well as break up the detangling at the ends. And when I run into a tangle, you'll see me kind of separate my fingers and pull that knot out anytime I run into any type of kinks or knots. And then I'm almost parting and separating here. And if you notice also the curls in the back, they're really loose curls, really nice and easy curls. But as I move further up in the section, you'll see that my hair is a lot more coarse. And I'll just keep adding the deep conditioner and mask and continue on my way with separating through it. And I notice here that I actually have some broken hair that I can see up at the top. So I'll worry about that later on when I do a trim. And I'm twisting that right out the way. I really want to show as much of this as possible because I'm always asked, how do I deep condition my hair? And the honest truth is, no matter how or what product I use, rather, I always do this exact same method with spraying it down with the aloe vera. And then once I work that in just a little bit to release some of those tangles, I begin to put it on almost like a old school relaxer. How we, put it around the edges and, the scalp area. And then I separate it and start working it in individual pieces. Just so I can get full coverage. It looked like I was covering everything, but I was. This is me freshly out the shower with my hair has been broken down into even smaller sections. And I'll just start with one small section at a time. I wash my hair in sections like this, the 4 section, and then I broke it down into smaller sections. as I detangled. Styling cream is what they have, and then the moisture from Texture ID, the leave-in conditioner, which is a moisturizing, is what I was using. And you can see what I'm doing here. Very self-explanatory. My hair does not have much curl definition other than in the very back, right there where I am now. You'll see it. You'll see like right there, you can tell the difference in the two textures of the very back versus every other part of my hair. But I have sprayed that leave-in on it. And I'm just trying to get a big enough section to twist because I have fine hair and it really doesn't make sense to twist a little bit at a time. I'm sealing it in with the castor oil. So basically the castor oil is going to go on the top of everything. So I've already sprayed it. Now I'm adding the styler cream that they have. And I'm working it in all the way from the roots to the end. Separating any knots or tangles I come across. And twisting it up. And honestly, this twist is too small for my liking, to be honest. Because my hair is so fine, I end up doing a lot bigger twists later on. But you can see my ends, they are very well moisturized. And I moved on to the next piece. And I've sprayed on the leave-in. And I really work it in because, like I said, moisture is an issue. I am sealing it in with my Jamaican black castor oil. Separating it evenly. I'm sorry, I'm adding in my cream. And then I'll separate it evenly. And I begin to twist. The curls are popping right there, y'all. So I would say that I actually like Texture ID. It's been a while, but it does leave your hair moisturized. I didn't have a hard time detangling in the shower. It twists very well. So I would think that I like it. And look at my ends, which are never like that cute curly, but it is this time. So I have no arguments as of yet. And here I'm continuing. Finally, this is my hair completed. And you see the shrinkage is so real. But it's very springy, very bouncy. I am adding some of my own personal oil into my hair. And pulling it through my twists. And I really love the way the curls look with this. There was literally no frizz, which never happens with my hair. Please excuse my background noise as my air conditioner just came on and I'm in my office, which has the air conditioner right outside the window. So you'll see how springy they are. Actually, they just come right loose. My hair never does this. And as I'm experimenting, which I never do with my hair, you'll see that the more I bother it, honestly, the frizz really started to come back. It wasn't the worst because I have fine hair and I like a fuller look. So I wasn't mad at it, but coming from where I am right at this moment to it going into like almost a curly afro. I wouldn't say curly afro. I would say that it looked presentable and I did get a good amount of time out of it. Some people may simply like to wear their hair just the way it is, just like this, and rock it with, you know, the very defined twist out curl pattern. But because I do have fine hair, I wanted it just a little bit bigger. And I'm actually showing myself taking down my hair because as long as oil is on my hair, my hands, I feel like I was getting no frizz. But then right there, you'll see me. I added more oil because I was starting to have a hard time pulling through them. So I added my oil and began to untwist again. And it's basically unwrapping it like a rope, which I love. I love that it wasn't very tangled. I love that it didn't do the most, that I was able to really just untwist them without any frizz as of yet. I try to make it as simple as possible because normally I am in a protective style and I generally do not do much to my hair. It stays in buns, or I will do a sew-in really quick. So this is how it's looking. And I'm just basically pulling and separating through them one time. And you will see the hair grow and grow. Now, this is the following day. After I got it twisted, I went to bed. I do work from home. So this is waking up the next morning, starting work, coming upstairs and deciding I wanted to do something with my hair. And this is where I am with it. And you'll see the frizz come in, but it's not like super bad. The front of my hair is so fine. It's never going to be a full look. I have to fake it till I make it. I know some people, they just have tremendously thick hair and it just looks amazing right off. Well, that's not the case with me, and it does take some work sometimes to get the right look. And I'm just pulling and stretching, just trying to figure out. This is officially my first twist out, so I really didn't expect success. And this is how I wear my hair. I actually wear it to one side. And I'm just, you know, raking at the roots of it just to give it some lift and some volume. And of course, my hair never does what I want it to do on the first day, but I did get a little lift, a little volume, so I'm not terribly mad. I am going to try to smooth out my edges on one side, only because I wanted that behind my ears. When I work, I wear my glasses, so it just makes sense to smooth that behind my ear and out of the way. This particular occasion, I am finishing up to go on vacation. So I'm just waiting for my spouse to get home so we can walk out the door. And I think it was pretty good. You know, I was rushing through it, but I did want these curls to last for a few days. And the smile was a quick smile because they just walked in my bedroom, and I knew I was done. This is the final look, basically. And I'm going to show a picture of me on vacation 3 days later. This is me on vacation 3 days later. Sweaty, and it's still nice.